Alright, this is Weapon X Reacts and we're back with another video. And I just got back from watching Napoleon. And I think this movie was a waste of time. It felt like a comedy, and the story, it doesn't make any sense because there's so much time jumps. Like from one scene there when there's a battle, it goes all the way back into France. This movie wasted a great actor and a great director. Even Ridley Scott said in an interview that he didn't care about the history, he just wanted to make a story. And this movie shows that. It's just like what Michael Bay did with Pearl Harbor. He didn't care about the history. He just wanted to make a dull, boring romance drama. That's it. The only one positive I'll give this movie is the battle scenes, because it really looks awesome. You feel the tension. And when there is a battle, you will love it. But you won't love the movie, because it's awful. Joaquin Phoenix doesn't feel like Napoleon at all. He just makes this person feel like a lovesick boy. This movie, it's a comedy! Because when there is a serious scene, it becomes a joke. Because that describes this entire movie. It's a whole big disgrace to history and how it is done. Hollywood doesn't care about you as the viewer anymore. They only care about pushing woke agendas instead of actually telling a story. And I'm gonna be showing you the trailer. And when I saw the trailers of this movie, I was so excited! And now after I got back, now I feel like I just got insulted. I was expecting a great movie, but this movie didn't deliver any of that.
No doubt you've seen the chaos in the streets. We must make an example, or France will fall. What would you do if this assignment of defense was transferred to you? I promise you brilliant successes.
The trailers, they look good. Yeah. Too bad the director of these films gave us a piece of garbage.
I led the French victory at Toulon. What is your name?
How do you make a historical drama that doesn't feel like a historical drama? Where you get this movie? This movie, it even skips all the way to the next scene. And that doesn't make any sense. It just feels like content. That's what I think. I'm sorry, but Joaquin Phoenix, he did much better than Joker than in this. This movie was only about him and his girlfriend. Nothing about him as a conqueror. And how he died. Did I care? No. Because it was so dumb.
Your Majesty, we are discovered. Good. I'm the
The cinematography in this movie is amazing. That's another thing that's good.
I simply never do.
What a piece of garbage.
General, we are discovered. Good. Wait! Boys! It's a trap! Retreat!
This feels like a middle finger to history. It's just a dull, historical action movie.
I'm not built like other men.
Even the lighting in this movie just describes this entire movie as dull,
Office.
boring, lifeless.
But I follow in the footsteps of Alexander the Great and Caesar. Evil minds that plot destruction.
The scene in Egypt, I just didn't care 1 minute.
You will always want to. Sorcerer of death and destruction. I must warn you, I will not lead a second in command. I will win by fire. I am destined for greatness. I found the crown of France in the gutter.
This movie was boring. Don't
Place it
watch
atop
it.
my own head. You want to be great, but you are nothing without me. Say it. I believe I speak for all of us. You will all sleep again without this vermin. Whose country are we in? Mine.
And also, when there was a serious scene, I laughed. It was just so funny. That's the entire movie in a nutshell. Did Ridley Scott actually care about history? No. Is he a clear example of Hollywood? Yes. I mean, it's Hollywood. When did they care about telling good stories to audiences anymore? No, not one time. Because I remember in the 90s and the 80s, back when all this woke nonsense started to get out of control, they told amazing stories. They need to do that again. People are getting sick and tired of the woke agendas always being pushed down to them. It's just a waste of time, that's it.
I need to warn you, the storm is near.
It doesn't deserve those ratings.
It's coming.
You know what, I'll give this out of 5? A 2. This movie is totally not epic. You thought the Marvels and Barbie was bad? This is just one of them. I don't care about the Hunger Games. Ridley Scott. He's a great director, but this movie deserves nothing but 8.
I'm not built like other men.
And also, even his character was so self-entitled. I mean, if that was the entire person, then I would believe it. But this movie, I just don't care.
Let them think they have the higher ground. Send in the infantry. Take their position on the higher ground.
This is a great scene. I liked it. And I really did. Ridley Scott, he knows how to do these kind of things. And he never disappoints with this one. And also the music, it didn't fit the scene it was in. But this one, it did. If I have to say that this is the best scene in the entire movie, I would definitely agree. Even the scenery looks awesome! Hollywood needs to do better with historical adaptations if they're gonna give us this. And also, let's look at this scene. This scene tried to be serious, but all it was just nothing. This movie just made me feel angry, that's it. I could have got something much better than this.
And Christ give you to rule with him in his eternal kingdom.
I found the crown of France in the gutter. I picked it up with the tip of my sword and cleaned it and placed it atop my own head.
This is just Ridley Scott's way of saying, screw history!
The most glorious, the most august Napoleon, Emperor of the French, is crowned and enthroned. Long live the Emperor! Long live the Emperor! Long live the Emperor!
Screw this movie. I wish it never existed.
What about historical accuracy? What if when the historian goes, sorry, Sir Ridley, it didn't quite happen?
We're just gonna...
What about historical
Take a look at this interview.
accuracy? What if when the historian goes, sorry, Sir Ridley, it didn't quite happen like that? You go, listen, I've done enough with you.
Well,
you have
you
to have
know,
artistic license,
I
right?
would say, how did you know were you there? They go, no, so exactly. So I said, Rod had 400 books written about it. So it means maybe the first one was the most accurate. The next one is already doing a version of the writer. By the time you get to 399, guess what? A lot of speculation.
I'm gonna watch
What
that
about
again.
historical accuracy? What if when the historian goes, sorry, Sir Ridley, it didn't quite happen like that? You go, listen, I've done enough with you.
Well,
you have to have artistic license.
I would say, how did you know? Were you there? They go, no, so exactly. So I said, Rod had 400 books written about it. So it means maybe the first one was the most accurate. The next one.
You know what people wanted with Ridley? They wanted a historical drama, not your garbage. That's what they wanted. This one was too much of a piece of shit to even watch. It's unwatchable. Take a look at this interview.
7:30.
Thank you, Dan.
Napoleon was reviled as a tyrant in England, where you're from, and revered as a hero in France, where you live a lot of the time. What was he to you, hero or villain?
Well, it is a quick answer.
The time jumps
2,500 books written about him
are so annoying.
since his death.
Can this movie have a linear storyline instead of just pushing out one scene and another scene
200 years.
and
I
a
think
scene
he's
that
such
doesn't make any sense?
Multifaceted character, both good and dark, bad and evil, regarded in every which way. So he's a true enigma.
You said before that it was watching Joaquin Phoenix in The Joker that made you think he was right for Napoleon. What is it that you saw?
Well, remember I'd done a film called Gladiator way before that.
Ridley Scott did good with Gladiator. He really did. He made a classic.
I will have my vengeance. In this life or the next.
So I went for Joaquin.
Joaquin Phoenix is good in this movie too.
Rome,
But Joker is something else.
On the nose
It's
in
a
Hollywood.
great movie.
I think it's fair to say that's
100%
my way of saying it.
recommend you should watch it.
And they said, what? This guy, but he's small and... I said, this is the Prince of Rome. This is who we want. In many respects, Joaquin was a very sympathetic character, even though he had all the trappings of evil behavior in the film. I never forgot how he handled that, because he's got this wonderful double edge of his power is his, you always feel sorry for it. And that's his charm.
Napoleon obviously had a vast life. You've given us the story of the ambitious military commander and the lover of Josephine. You've left out the part of his life where he transformed France. Why did you make those choices?
When you're doing something of this scale, you have to choose your moments and say what
Yeah,
you
that's
say,
the point,
cover
bro.
what could be
It's a
an
historical
afterthought.
epic.
So part of the
And if you
skill
don't
is
do
right
any of that,
to
then you're not gonna get a good
isolate what
movie.
you need to say and move on.
I found the crown of France in the gutter. I picked it up with the tip of my sword and placed it atop my
Piece
own
of
head.
shit. Doesn't understand history.
You've got to keep people interested with a little bit of action, real battles, and of course, I think the fuel of the film is his relationship with Josephine.
I wondered whether you
Nah,
ever considered...
that's all this film was just his relationship with Josephine.
Because the vortex pull of that relationship in the film is so strong. Let's have a look.
You want to be great? You are nothing without me. You are just a brute that is nothing without me.
She evolved as I was kind of constant state of rewriting and readjusting, and when I'd work with, you know, my gal who did Josephine before. Once I'd been a producer on one of my TV shows, probably almost 12, 15 years ago. She was very young, and I always remembered her. Then I watched her surface on The Crown, and I thought, The Crown is probably one of the best TV series ever done, in my opinion. And when she did
No one's
part of
saying its
Princess
opinion.
Margaret, I thought she was marvelous.
It's a fact.
She had this,
That movie,
this,
that
you
show
know,
is
this
awesome.
royal kind of persona, kind of interesting.
I want to talk about the epic battle scenes in the film. Now, you're using a lot of cameras in the field rather than relying on CGI for everything. Why did you make that choice?
And a marvelous CGI man, Charlie Henley. But you know, there's a logic. If I'm going to do makeup, hair, wardrobe, more than 400 soldiers in the morning, everyone gets in at 4 a.m. And there's 50 dressers, so the economics start to not make sense. So I draw the line at 400. So I'm looking along.
I like Killers of the Flower Moon and Oppenheimer. Even Ridley Scott. He needs to do what Christopher Nolan and Martin Scorsese did. And that was respecting history, respecting the person who existed.
Shoot it and put it in the camera, then that becomes the basis, then Charlie adds to it.
I want to ask a question about you. How does one family produce two great film directors? That's you and your late brother, Tony Scott. How much did your mother's love of movies have to do with it?
Well, my mum definitely loved movies, and I remember in the war years, my dad was in the War Office, so he was frequently away. But there's a moment we lived in Ealing, and my mum used to go and have afternoon tea at a Lions Corner House, and take me and my elder brother there. Then I always remember being taken, I think the first film I ever saw, funny enough, was called Gilda. Rita Hayworth. And I'll never forget Rita Hayworth taking her glove off and doing a striptease with the glove, saying, "Put the blame on me." To me, that was a big
I'm gonna pause it right here. Hollywood needs to do much better with their films. And Ridley Scott is an example of when a Hollywood director finally realizes that he doesn't matter. Nobody cares about him anymore. And nobody's gonna care about his new film. Also, anyway, that's all I got for today. Go away now. And always remember, strike back like a weapon against wokeness.